Thank you for those tips. Now, new at 4, the St. Louis region does have millions more dollars to help battle this pandemic. The Centers for Disease Control awarded $4.7 million to the St. Louis County Health Department, as well as community partners, including St. Louis City Health. It's all supposed to help booster the region's COVID response.
The goal is to deepen community engagement, advocate for structural change, enhance and sustain partnerships, and bolster the power and impact of community health workers. All of this to build a more resilient community, one that can sustain our response to this pandemic and other public health crises in the future.
And if the program works, the CDC could increase that grant to more than $9 million. Now, as News 4 was first to tell you, coronavirus infections have increased significantly among children across the U.S. just in the last week. And the return to school is driving a lot of this surge. Now, the American Academy of Pediatrics is reporting more than 240,000 new cases, which is up 240% since late July. And now cases in kids account for nearly 29% of all cases in the country.
Before schools open, we knew that children congregating and school districts without having mask mandates, children who are not able to get vaccinated, was a prime vector to spread disease.
In Georgia, officials say about 60% of all COVID outbreaks reported in the last 2 months are happening in K through 12 schools.
Yes, it's true that children may not get as sick as adults. They're not hospitalized as often. They don't die as often, but it can happen.
As of Monday, 63% of the eligible population in the U.S., those 12 and older, are fully vaccinated, according to the CDC. And some good news now, Pfizer does say its COVID vaccine could soon be available for almost all school-aged children. The pharmaceutical company says it's planning to submit data to the Food and Drug Administration about how its shot works in children ages 5 to 11 years old. And that should be done by the end of this month or possibly the first week of October. Then it will be up to the FDA to decide whether or not to approve the vaccine. Pfizer is also working with vaccine data in children as young as 6 months old. Now, new data from the Pew Research Institute is showing that vaccination rates still vary widely along party lines. The study shows 73% of those surveyed say they have received at least one COVID vaccine. Pew found 86% of Democrats have received a shot, while just 60% of Republicans have. The lowest rates are among those without health insurance and white evangelical Protestants, both at 57%. Although the difference in vaccination rates between white and black adults has disappeared. Now, President Biden is working to sell more business leaders on COVID-19 vaccine mandates. Today at the White House, he met with business leaders from a variety of industries, from tech to tourism and retail. All of those present have already implemented COVID-19 vaccine policies in the workplace. The White House is crediting private sector requirements with helping drive up vaccination rates.
It's about beating this virus, and it's about saving lives. That's what this is all about.
After United Airlines announced its vaccine requirement, the vaccine rate for employees went from 59% to 79% in less than a month.
Governors in many Republican-led states have objected, including here in Missouri. But a new Monmouth University poll finds a majority of Americans do support mandates. 63% favor requiring COVID vaccines for healthcare workers, 58% for federal employees, and 55% for private government contractors. Beginning October 1st, new immigrants to the United States must be fully vaccinated. The U.S. Immigration Service says the COVID vaccine will now join the list of other required inoculations like measles, mumps, rubella, polio, and hepatitis A and B. We know just so much continues to develop on mandates and requirements. To get the very latest from News 4, you can download the KMOV News app and turn on your notifications. Lance Corporal Jared Schmitz will be laid to rest tomorrow. The local Marine was one of 13 service members killed last month in Afghanistan. Following a private ceremony, his body will be buried at Jefferson Barracks Cemetery. And you need to know there will be a number of highway closures as that procession makes its way from St. Charles to Jefferson Barracks. Scheduled to start at 2 o'clock tomorrow, closing eastbound 70 to 270, then all the way south to Telegraph Road onto Sheridan Road to the cemetery. The Missouri State Highway Patrol tells us the highways could be shut down for up to an hour.